Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This Wednesday evening, we'll be studying the Panchama Veda, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and we'll be studying from English 855 and Bengali 925. Let us begin with the stotra. Tavo kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi virilitam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatam bhuvi grinanti e bhurida janaha. Last time when we discussed, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was mentioning the essential thing is to fix the mind on God and to practice meditation. That is the ultimate goal of human life. As we always discuss and we know, each and every one of us, we want happiness, we want peace. And how the happiness will come? For that we go to different things. Sometimes good health, a lot of wealth, recognition in the society, and the power. By that way, then when you look around and go through the pages of the history, we see no, even the most powerful person, most strong physically and highly accepted in the society, no, they have not got the peace or the happiness as we discussed. Shankaracharya, very excellent way he mentioned that there's stanzas after stanzas. Guru Rangri Padme Manaschinna Lakanam Tatakkim 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 Tatakkim. Now, he said the Guru, if the mind is not at the feet of the Guru, Guru means that God, then what you have achieved? Nothing. So this when we can understand the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when he mentioned the essential thing is to fix the mind in God, that means he is indicating that it is the happiness, the source of happiness. We are running after that. And how to meditate? If I love God, any aspect of God, any form of God, or without any form, only the pure consciousness, and we are putting our mind constantly to that and constantly thinking of that, then slowly we will lose interest in this world. And very interestingly, we try to we try to get the joy from this world, and different 5 objects are there. From those 5 objects, our 5 sense organs, Pancha Gyanendriya, they go and they try to get joy out of that. Somebody is praising me, I am happy. I am greatly happy. But at the same time, the moment when somebody is blaming me, I am unhappy. So this goes hand in hand, happiness and unhappiness. And then sometimes we see very good thing, we are happy. And then afterwards, when we see the bad things, and unhappy. So this is the way it goes, that there are 5 objects are there in the world and 5 sense organs are there. When we connect those 5 objects with the 5 organs, we get either happiness or suffering. So that means in this world there is no chances of getting the ultimate happiness. That is for sure. Then where we will get the happiness? Eternal happiness. Then the divine personalities like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna advising us that essential thing is to fix the mind on God and to practice meditation. That when we are fixing the mind on God, whatever may be the aspect of God, maybe Divine Mother or that Shiva or whatever the aspect we want, and then meditating means constantly going on thinking on that. This is the only way to get the eternal happiness. Saying this, he was mentioning about the doctor. Dr. Sarkar was there, so he was mentioning the doctor. Dr. Sarkar took leave. It was Vijaya Day when the people show their love and respect to their friends and elders with appropriate greetings. So Vijaya Dashami is a Hindu tradition that it says that the Sri Rama, he killed the Ravana and he came back. That there was also a celebration called Ramanavami, and they always celebrate the success in the war of the Rama and vanquishing the devils. And again, there is the Ma Durga, that is mostly in the eastern part of India. They, on that particular day, the 9th day, the mother could stop that Asura. Asura means, Sura means light. Asura means darkness. That means she could remove the ignorance. And that is presented in a war way. That means the Asura is coming and attacking the mother, and mother is fighting with the Asura. So then that is a dramatical way presented. But ultimate philosophical thing, that the human mind is having both the wrong, bad thoughts that drags us towards the worldly things, and also the good thoughts that takes us towards the divinity. So these two are constantly inside our mind. These two different thoughts are colliding. That is called Deva Asura Yuddha. Yuddha means the war. So Deva Asura, the Deva is a Sura and Asura. Sura means enlightened. Who is enlightened? Understanding that this world is nothing but Maya. In the Bhagavata also, Bhagavatam is considered as a book of devotion. And there also we find, particularly in the conversation between the Uddhava and Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the last message of Sri Krishna, the Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he is giving this idea to the Uddhava that you have to have the Jnana and Vijnana. You must know the truth. And what is the truth? That everything that you see is nothing but temporary. It is Maya. It is projection. It is not truly real. Had it been real, nothing would have changed. The reality means it will never ever change. But look at around, everything is changing, every moment it is changing. So everything is Maya, which is limited. Sometimes something like the sun and the moon and the stars, their longevity is much, much more than the human or animal, but they are also going to die. So this, if we understand, then who is eternal? Because we are comparing with something which is eternal, then we can understand that these are all temporary. Which is that eternal? We call him God. So God means something which is eternal. And which is that which is eternal must be one. It cannot be two or three. Because the moment there will be two or three, the limitation will come and the limited things is going to collide and it will break. No, God cannot die. So obviously it is only one, all-pervading, eternal, something whom we call God or Bhagavan or Ishvara or Allah or Jehovah or Buddha, whatever. The different names, but the same thing. And the thing is eternal. So we have to understand that eternal thing. And he was mentioning, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, I shall not have to tell him very much. When the trunk of a tree is cut and almost to the other side, the cutter steps aside. The little push, the latter, the tree falls down of itself. This is the beauty of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Whenever he is saying something, a teaching, he will give immediately a very common example. And you can understand what actually he meant in his teaching, and very easily. Now, here's a huge tree that someone is cutting, the woodcutter, and how they will cut, they will mostly cut the below, and then a little portion they will leave, because the huge tree, because of its weight, when there is a wind, it will automatically fall. You need not to cut that. And by that time, they go to a safer place and the tree falls. Why he give this example? Dr. Sarkar, Mahindalal Sarkar, he was completely against the God and the divinity and all those. And slowly, the more he is visiting his very special patient, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and discussing with him about the God, listening his talks, and also having the chat discussions with the devotees, slowly the person is changing and he is becoming a believer of God, a devotee. Looking at him, this changes. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna giving this example, and he is mentioning, I shall not have to tell him very much. Now it is over. Previously he used to protest in every sentence, in every word. Now he is accepting, he is understanding, he is relishing those things. So he was a very busy doctor in those days, but still he used to spend nearly 7 or 8 hours. When he is coming and checking, maybe half an hour, 1 hour sufficient. But whole time he will be sitting over there discussing with other people and listening to that, reading. By that way, slowly, all the blockages of his mind are removed. The Sri Ramakrishna is very happy. The doctor has already changed a great deal, hasn't he? The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna asking the Master Mahashaya. The Master Mahashaya, yes sir. When he comes here, he loses his wits. He never talks about medicine. When we remind him of it, he says, oh, yes, I shall have to give the medicine. No, the doctor has come to check the patient, and now the doctor is forgetting about the medicine that he is supposed to prescribe. Why? Because the moment he comes, his mind goes to God, he thinks about God, and he thinks, oh, what type of question I should ask to clarify my doubts. So he forgets about his own medicine itself. Some of the devotees were singing in the parlor. They returned to the master's room. Sri Ramakrishna said, I heard your singing music, but why did you make mistakes in the rhythm? So when somebody is singing, sometimes we think, out of devotion, whatever way I sing. No, everything should be perfect. In the God's world, everything should be perfect. So when we are singing, the words that we are pronouncing with the tune, with the music, it also should go proper way. Otherwise, the real joy of music we don't get. So Sri Ramakrishna, they were singing in a different place. He heard that, is rectifying them. Why you are make mistakes in the rhythm? I once heard of a man who was an adept in discord. You sang like him, all laughed. Sri Ramakrishna, who was having the problem in the throat, it was cancer afterwards discovered. And you can understand, we can realize that in those days it was so difficult. There was no medicine, no clear conception, idea about this cancer. But even then, in that pain, he was having some fun and making this type of comments. A young man, a relative of the younger Naren, arrived. He was having the specs and a floppishly dressed. Sri Ramakrishna spoke to the younger Naren. Now, when someone is coming to God's place, that means he is not supposed to be much interested in the worldly life. But a young man who is coming with a very good dress and he wants the attraction. We are going to the party, a business meeting, of course the proper dress code you should have to maintain. But when you are coming to the temple, it must be simple. Why? If you are giving much attention to your dress, to your jewelries, and thinking that people should give attention to you, that means your mind is fully worldly. I am so and so. People should, the moment they see, they should recognize, they should appreciate my dress, and that means you have not come to God. Whole purpose of visiting a holy place, a temple or a church or a holy place, is marred by this. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is a very unique teacher. So each and every step in everywhere is rectifying and he is correcting our mind. So when you are going to particular program function, it is okay. But when you are coming to the temple, coming to a holy place, coming to meet a holy person, your mind should be completely detached from the worldly things. Otherwise, you will never get the benefit of it. So he is mentioning young Naren was there. You know, the Vivekananda's name was Narendranath. So people lovingly used to call him Naren. There was another Naren. So to make it, Master Mahashaya, when he is recording, he is making the younger Naren, Choto Naren, and the Naren. So this way, there's to differentiate. And he was talking to that young man. Look, there was a person, he was having a beautiful dress. Though he was having a cover on that, now and then, willingly, he will throw that cover so that people can see his costly dress. And if you are covering it, and naturally people won't see and they won't appreciate. So just he was throwing it as if it is by mistake it has fallen, but to attract the people and they should look at him, oh, so costly dress, and they will appreciate. So that was the main idea. But people were laughing at it because they knew he is all doing it just to attract their attention. So, young man, but all acts well. This Ramakrishna, yes, but it, that when someone, particularly it will continue to eat the thorns. He is talking about the camels. They think that they are eating, but it is all thorny things, and blood is coming out from their own teeth and gum. And they are thinking, oh, it is so tasty. That is an example of the worldly happiness. In fact, we think that we are happy, but in reality, we are not. We think people are appreciating, but in reality, it is not. A little change, the whole appreciation of the world will change. If somebody is appreciating you, loving you, caring for you, why they should change when there is a little change in your behavior? That is not the proper love, but it happens every time. Now, Master Mahashaya is giving the account, the record of another day. It was October 22nd, 1885. It was Thursday evening, a few days after the Durga Puja. He was mentioning about the Durga Puja, the Vijaya Dashami, when the people, they greet each other because of the success to control the evil spirit. They celebrate that, they remember that, they try to be holy and happy. So he is mentioning that. After the Durga Puja, Sri Ramakrishna sat on his bed in his room on the second floor, and Dr. Sarkar, Ishan, and other devotees, they have come. The Ishan and the other devotees, but Dr. Sarkar and Ishan, they were famous people in those days in that society. So Master Maharshi mentioned it. Although Dr. Sarkar was very busy physician, he would spend a long time, sometimes 6 or 7 hours, in Sri Ramakrishna's company. He had great love for the Master and looked on the devotees as his kith and kin. See how much change has come. When they first went and contacted the doctor and requested him to visit Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he asked, who is going to pay? Because as a doctor's fee is very high. Are you able to pay? Because you are the devotees, you are not his son, not his relatives. And I can see most of you are very young. Where you will get the money? They said, don't worry, we have other senior devotees, they will also support us, we will give you the money, please come. And he came as a pure doctor who will be just saying and then giving some medicine and taking his fees. But after meeting Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, hearing from him, and then the respect that other people are having for Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and slowly he has changed completely. And now we can see that not only he is not taking the fees, his doctor's fees, rather he brings sometimes the fruits and sweets and something as a gift. And here the Master Maharshi mentioning that he looks around and then at the kith and kin, the other devotees who are around Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. That means he also used to treat them freely. Sometimes we find the very famous doctors and very good doctors, when they come to the temple, they said, anyone associated with the temple, with your organization, if they're coming to me, I won't charge. Here also, in Chicago, we have a doctor. He says, no, I won't charge because they belong to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. I too. We are brothers, we are sisters. I cannot charge from them. So this is devotees' attitudes. The professional doctors, they will never, no, you have to pay. Whether you are poor, whether you have capacity or not, I don't care. You have to pay. Otherwise, go to other place. They are professional type. But here we find so wonderful people. And that is called devotee. That the moment we love God, we start loving the people associated with God. All these days, we used to love only our family, mother, father, wife, children, relatives. Now that love now is spreading and now embracing some unknown people. Why? Because of an ideology. Because of the God who is love and who is very genuine. And whenever we go to that particular person talking about the God, we feel happy and our mind becomes slowly purified. The selfishness, that is the sin. Unselfishness, that is the purity. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, unselfishness is God. When you talk about God, it is unselfishness. Friends, the last time when we were reading and discussing this, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, that we discussed that about the God. Who is God? We always imagine that there are so many different imaginations about God is there, that he is having so many hands and very powerful, lives somewhere in the sky, in the space, and can float, can walk on the water. Oh, varieties of things are there. So the miracles, that is unnatural things whenever happen, we think, oh, this is really the divine. Maybe, I don't know. But what I have understood, and from the viewpoints of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, Ma Sharadamani Devi, God is unselfishness and God is love. So these two qualities, if we can generate, it is already there, we have only to manifest. Then we get that, the excellent thing for which we are all longing to. That is peace, the happiness. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning here a very important thing. Addressing Ishan, a householder devotee, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, "Blessed indeed is the householder." What type of householder? Who performs his duties in the world, at the same time cherishing love for the lotus feet of God. Only this householder, no. Householder, but he has a faith in the existence of God and also a dedication, the likings to realize God. With attending all the responsibilities, he is also going to God, praying to God, and serving God. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioned this to Ishan. Blessed indeed is the householder who performs his duties in the world. This is also very important. Sometimes the householder thinks that they should perform duties like the monks or nuns. No. The monastic life is a completely different thing. Those who have come and they have become monastic, their duties, their responsibilities, everything completely different. They think in a different way. For them, there is no selfish attachment. They should not. If any monastic, after taking the vow of monasticism, thinks that this is my society, this is my country, this is my this is my that, he is not a monastic at all. But monasticism gives the complete freedom from all these narrow, small things. They are beyond any social things. Then the society, if I am visiting somebody's house, and this is naturally is the norm that I have also to invite him to my place. No, it is nothing like that. Whenever you are going to somebody's house, the householder, you won't go without anything. You will carry something, at least flowers, to give to them. But the sannyasi is nothing. So it is completely different type. A householder should not follow the steps of the sannyasis, and sannyasis should not also follow the householders. Now Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling a householder who is performing his duties. And what are the householder duties? We will come to discuss that. One cannot lead such a life without great spiritual power. Again, such a man is like a mudfish, which lives in the mud, but it is not stained by it. Further, such a householder may be compared to a waterfowl. It is constantly diving under the water, yet by fluttering its wings only once, it shakes off all trace of wet. Friends, by that way, one who is living in the household as a householder's life, performing his own duties and responsibilities, at the same time having faith in the existence of God and trying to meditate and pray. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning, blessed are those. And how they will live? Unattached. They are performing all their duties to their family, to their society, to their country, but at the same time they are completely unattached. Whatever I have to perform, I will perform, and after that, nothing. So this is very, very important. I was going through the Bhagavata. In the Bhagavata, it says that the Swadharma, in the Bhagavata, the particular part is the Uddhava Gita. The Uddhava, the disciple and the friend of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna was having the conversation with the Uddhava, and in one place he is mentioning that it was the 18th chapter 42 verse, he is mentioning about the responsibilities of 4 different ashramas. You know, in Hindu society, they have divided the individual life into 4 parts. That is Brahmacharya, Garastha, Banaprastha, Sannyas. And given the 4 goals, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. And also the 4 ashramas and varnas. What are the varnas? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Now Brahmana, Vaishya, Shudra and Kshatriya, they have their own responsibilities. That is called Swadharma. Again, the individual life, that is social, individual life, Brahmacharya, Garastha, Banaprastha, Sannyas. Here also, in every stages of life, same person. When he is a student, he is a brahmachari, and his dharma is different. Then when he is a married person, the same person, marrying and settling in the society, grihastha. And this grihastha, a different responsibility, different dharma. It says dharma. The word dharma actually, we translate dharma means religion. No, dharma, but in the Sanskrit word, the 2-letter word, but it's a profound meaning. So many varieties of meanings are there. And this dharma of a brahmachari, then a grahastha, and banaprasthi and sannyasi are different. So when they were having the conversation, Bhagavan Sri Krishna said to the Uddhava, Bhiksho dharma. Bhiksho means those who are living on begging. The sannyasi is supposed to, he is not going to earn anything. Sannyasi should not go and work and get the salary. If someone is getting the salary for any work provided to the society, he is no more a sannyasi. Sometimes some people make that mistake. No, sannyasi should never work. If he is working, it is just work for love. We are giving some medicine or the different type of care to the needy people. This is called relief work, but that is actually the service to the living gods. It is the same worship that we are doing. But in exchange, if somebody gets the money as a salary, then that is not the Bhikshu Dharma. Bhikshu Dharma will never work for money. The Bhikshu Dharma 2, Shamo Ahimsa. Shamo means purity, physical purity, mental purity. So Shama, Dhamma, all these are there. Yama, Niyama, etc. are there. So most of you know that. Here we can translate the word Shama as the purity, and purity means physical purity and also mental purity. What is the mental purity? The thought should be always about God and divinity, not about the worldly name, fame, money and all that. So that is called Shama. Ahimsa, non-violence. Non-violence means not having anything against anybody. That is called non-violence. We always associate it with some food. No, it is nothing like that. It may be those who think in that way, it is okay. But ahimsa means not hurting others. Sometimes through words we hurt others. That is himsa. Sometimes we say the wrong words about others. That is also himsa. So we have to understand a sannyasi will never ever do that, because non-violence, ahimsa, that is the 2 main thing for the sannyasi. And then tapo iksha banaukasaha. Banaukasaha means the retired people, banaprasthi. And the individual life divided in 4 parts. The one is the student's life, grihastha life, banaprastha life and sannyas. Here the Bhagavan Sri Krishna is starting with sannyasa. He says sannyasa is shama and ahimsa. Banaukasaha, Banaukasa, the retired person, or we can say bana prasthi, prasthana. Prasthana means go back. Going back. Where? Bana. Why bana? Because in the society, I get attached to many things. And when you go to a secluded place, I am not affected by whatever is happening in the society. So it is not selfish thing. It is I have given all my things for the society. Now time has come. I should prepare myself for the next world. I know that I have become old. My body is not that strong nowadays. My thoughts are failing. The last days are approaching to me. Let me get prepared for the next life. How? There is they say two things are there, tapa and iksha. What is the tapa? Austerity. The tapa and iksha. Iksha means meditation. The tapa in Bhagavad Gita, beautifully it is mentioned, the tapa again three types. Sharirika, Bachika and Manashika tapa. Then Sharirika tapa, one type. Bachika tapa, never ever say anything against anybody. Controlling the tongue. And Manashika also, there should not be any negative thought. That is called tapasya. Whether I am not eating food or not wearing the clothings or standing inside the cold water, the freeze water, that may be some. But the main tapasya in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna again is very clearly, he has mentioned, these are the tapa. Bachika tapasya, manasika tapasya, kaika tapasya. And the physical tapasya, the fasting and all those. And these three tapasya. And iksha, meditation. Only tapasya on do. Only practicing all those austerities on do. Iksha means meditation. And what to meditate? God. And who is God? All-pervading consciousness. Now, as because I cannot think of the all-pervading consciousness this moment in that way, so I choose a form that is the Hinduism that developed in that way. I'm quoting from the Bhagavata. Bhagavata is considered as a devotional book. But you will find immediately after these words, the God will take, the Bhagavan Sri Krishna will take you to the ultimate knowledge. So devotion means, the meditation means on a particular God or goddess whom you love. Why you love? Because the life of that God or goddess inspires you. Now you are concentrating on that particular ideology. Now we follow Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. What is the ideology of Sri Ramakrishna? Love and unselfishness. This love for each and everyone. Why? Just because Sri Ramakrishna said we should do that? No. As because everything is nothing but God. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna said very clearly. And sometimes some people who are following the path of Sri Krishna don't follow that. They are, whole life they are spending and taking the name of God, the Sri Krishna, but not following the teaching. I don't know how the growth will be. So understanding it clearly that God is in everything. Because except God there was nothing. And God has taken different forms. I this moment see the varieties. But time will come, because of my prayer and meditation, I will see only one who is having everything. Like the sun reflecting on the waves of the ocean. Hundreds and thousands of waves on that the sun is reflecting. Sometimes the big wave, the small ripples are also there. The that forms are different, the places are different, but the same sun is reflecting on them. And when I turn my eyes towards the sky, I see that same sun, actual sun. So I cannot look at the sun this moment. It's too glaring. But I like to love the sun. I look at these different varieties of sun reflecting on the waves. I choose one wave. And then I decide this is my particular God, my chosen idol. This is my God. I like to worship this. So that way also meditating. And the moment we are meditating, concentrating, not thinking about the worldly life, mind is becoming purified. The purification means forgetting or detaching the worldly objects. That's all. That is purity. Worldly objects will be there. We need food, we need shelter, we need clothing, we need everything. But no attachment for it. The moment that comes very clearly in the mind, your mind is pure. And where the mind will go? A mind is not like a tree. Obviously, it needs some support. And we have to keep it on God. So like a creeper, you have to give a support for the creeper to go. Maybe sometimes above, sometimes on the ground. But it needs something to support. Mind is just like a creeper. And we have to give a support. Instead of giving the worldly objects, we give God. And that is called meditation. So these are the two for the retired people, Tapa and Iksha. And Grihino, Bhuta Raksha, Ijja. That was Iksha, and now it is Ijja. Now Bhuta Raksha and Ijja. Ijja means Yajna. We had a Swamiji, I'm just remembering. His name was Ishatmananda. He was very senior. We just joined and we used to have a lot of fun with him. So I just remembering him with this name. Ijja Ananda. The one who has the joy in Yajna. And what is Yajna? Yajna, performing, you will find that traditionally the Hindus, they will light the fire, they will pour the ghee into that, the classified butter, and that way, and they will be uttering the mantras, offering different fruits and other things. That is the traditional yajna. But the yajna means doing anything for the betterment of others without expecting anything in return. That is yajna. So when we are praying for somebody, some people, they are suffering in the world, and we are praying for that is also yajna. We saw something on the ground, or all these vehicles are coming. If they don't notice it, there will be an accident. I remove that. Nobody asked me to do that. And I am removing for those whom I don't know, also yajna. I am keeping places clean so that the next person who is coming should not feel, oh, it is dirty. Yajna. So I am not expecting anything in return. So this is called yajna. So what the householders should perform, they will save the society. The Bhuta Raksha and Ijja. These are the two duties of the householder. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning that householders, they are blessed. Why? Because they are carrying so much of heavy load on their head. At the same time, they are performing their duties. So what are the duties? Bhuta Raksha. Householder means grihastha. And who is a grihastha? Grihe abasthita ya sa. Grihastha. One who is staying in a house. This is a grihastha. Anyone. We are also staying inside the house. Traditionally, monks are not supposed to be under any house, inside any house. under any roof. They should be outside. But now, the Swami Vivekananda is an organized religion, and so that the monks get proper training and a particular way they can go out and serve the society. At the same time, they can practice their spiritual life, spiritual discipline. So we have to stay. But we are not grihasthas. The grihastha, another, they say, very casually though, they say, grihini griha uchyate. He should be a married person. He must have a wife, the children, then other relatives like father, mother, uncle, and all that. So all these are total called grihastha. And this grihastha is an unit of a society. And that particular society again in a bigger like the country or the nation. So by that way it goes. This grihastha, husband and wife, they are the main point from where everything goes out. They're earning money and supporting the retired people. They're supporting the students, providing the money for their study. They're paying taxes to the government so the government can take care of other things. It's all grihastha. A sannyasi don't give any tax. We are exempted. Even the government, American government also, if a holy work that you are doing, you are a church, you are a temple, exempted from the taxes. But we are surviving. We are taking all the benefits. The roads are good, and the lights are there, water supply, and these and that. But we are not paying for that, but enjoying. So what a monk should do, a monastic should do, pray. And always live a very holy life and pray for the betterment of the society, because I'm indebted to the society. Society is giving me everything completely free. In exchange, if I don't give that, then I am indebted. So that is, and the grihastha, he is working hard to earn some money. And when he is getting the paycheck, already all those things are already deducted. The taxes are deducted. You purchase a house, give the taxes. You purchase a car, give the taxes. Why? Because maintenance of the road and all that, government needs it. Society needs it. Then he is taking care of his old parents, taking care of the other relatives, supporting them, taking care of his own children. They should properly behave. That is also his responsibility. If the children are not properly behaving in the school, immediately the school authority will call the guardian, and he has to go and to face the all rebuke him because of the 5 years old or 6 years old done something wrong. He doesn't know, that young child. So now this father and mother, they have to face that. Everything that the grihastha is doing. And when he is going to earn the money, there are challenges. Sometimes layoff is there. Sometimes the cost is so high. Everything he is keeping in his mind. Right time you have to submit your tax paper. So many things. And when you are driving, you have to know the rule and the law, and then you can do that. You can imagine this. So the householder, what they do, first is economy, then education, then healthcare, then the defense, then the cultural also, they should be responsible. So the children are growing up with a particular culture. So they should appreciate the culture, how to sing, how to dance, how to play the different games, and how to behave with others. All these cultures. Otherwise, the human growth, they may be the well-informed person, but they cannot mix in the society. Uncultured, they will be lonely afterwards. So it is the duty of the responsibility of the parents again, the householder again, the grihastha again, to take care of that. And they have to perform all those things. and research for the future development. And the society, they have to go on researching how in future we can live more comfortably. All these things comes under one umbrella that is called administration. And this actually, the householder is a part of the administration. Now you think, if that person can spend an hour for remembering God, praying to God, taking the holy name of God, and can meditate, how much God will be so happy. That there is a story, and to explain this truth, the story is like this. Narada, many of you know, is a very famous character. He was the son of the Brahma, mind-born son. Brahma wanted someone who will be constantly singing the name of God, will be always happy and free. So Narada was born. It is thought so by that. And he was always with God, always taking the name of God. And you will find sometimes the Hindus, the storybook, a person having a veena, a type of musical instrument, is going on playing that or taking the name of God and roaming everywhere. Then this Narada is a very, very educated person. Now suddenly it developed another little ego in his mind. Oh, I am the most perfect devotee of Lord. The Lord has many devotees, but I am the best one. Why? 24 hours I am taking the name of God. 24 hours I am close to God, near to God. All the time I am accompanying Him. No one like that. So one day he talked to the God in that way, boasting, see, I am your best devotee. The God and the Vishnu, he smiled. Then do you think in that way? It was good. Now can you please go and see a person over there? He pointed out a particular place. And there is a person who is also taking my name, but I consider him as my best devotee. Is it? Narada was curious to see who will be the best devotee and how he performs. So he immediately went over there and secretly observing the person. He was a shopkeeper. So morning he is getting up and then immediately he is lighting a lamp and burning an incense sticks, showing it before the God and praying, God, a new day has come. I have to go for work. Please be always with me and don't forget me. That much. Then he will go out to the market, he will purchase the thing, he will come back, he will make it a record, and then he will display those things in his shop. Whole day he will be selling those, keeping account, going out, purchasing things, cooking for the family, looking after the old parents, and finally, before going to bed, sitting on the bed itself, he will say, God, today was a very busy day, and I could not take your name, I could not remember you. Please forgive me. And now I have to sleep, I am terribly tired. And he will go to sleep. Narada came back and he was laughing. Do you think he is a devotee? He only takes 2 minutes, morning 1 minute and after in the night 1 minute. And he would consider him as a great devotee. Then the Lord said, forget about that. Can you please carry this bowl full of oil without spilling even a drop from it and go round my temple and come back to me? Narada immediately took it and started very carefully, step by step, and he was going to, and very careful that not even a drop falling from that. And he went round and then afterwards came back where the Lord Vishnu was waiting for him, and he reported, Sir, I am successful. Not a single drop has fallen on the ground. Then the Lord asked, but how many times you have taken my name? Narada was taken aback. Your name? Oh no, that was not possible. My whole attention was on that oil. But you said not a drop should spill. So obviously, I uh, actually done what you have asked me to do. When can I remember you? And then the Lord explained to him, look at that man, that grihastha, that householder. The whole life he is spending holding that heavy load on his head, but still he is remembering me. Is it? You went over there, noticed the morning and evening, he has not forgotten me. Because of the business, maybe that he could not remember me on the daytime or the working time, but he loves me. So that is a great grihastha. Friends, the ijja means yajna. In what the grihastha will do, according to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, what he said to his friend and devotee, Uddhava, it is grihino, bhuta raksha and ijja. The bhuta raksha in the administration we have discussed. And what is ijja? They said there are 5 yajnas, not only yajna, mahayajna, that a householder must perform. And very simple. What are though they say in the Shastras, Panchama Veda, what are the Pancha? Pancha means 5. Mahayajna, great sacrifices, great yajna. What are those? First is Deva Yajna. You have to remember God. When you get up first, from the bed itself, you should look at a photo, picture of God. Whatever God you like, goddess you like, just keep, because you have a faith on that. So you are getting up, looking at afterwards, after ablution, after washing your face and hand, and change your clothes if possible, and then burn an incense sticks, take it to different rooms, and call on God. Oh God, is a new day, please be with me. Then call Rishi Yajna. Rishis, after great research, whole life they dedicated to find out the spiritual path so that the ordinary people like us can follow and reach to God, the source of happiness. And we want happiness, eternal happiness. These rishis have given us all those teachings, trainings. We must read a holy book. And holy book means those books, those records, someone who has already realized God. From him only we should read. Many writers are there because they are having the command over the language and they understand the subject. They will write many things, but they themselves have not realized. So their book, their writing cannot inspire you. But those who have already realized, maybe they are not very polished in their language, but still, when you are reading that, you will get great inspiration and blessings. So one should read a holy book. I always suggest, now at the present day, a very good holy book is our Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the Kathamrita. In different languages are there. So if you just read 1 page or 2 pages, that will be sufficient. How much time it takes? Maybe 5 minutes maximum. So after that, Rishi Yajna. Then Pitri Yajna. Remember your ancestors. Don't forget them. If they are there, you remember them. If they are in their body, also try to call them, talk to them, visit them, give them some gifts, and have their good wishes. This is very, very essential. The blessings and the good wishes we cannot see. It is subtle. But that is there. That removes all the obstacles from our path. So remember the ancestors called Pitri Yajna, Nri Yajna, the other human beings. You are successful because the God's grace. But there are people who are suffering. So at least help them. How you can help? in many different ways. But what I think, if you keep a $1 every day, or maybe some coins every day, according to your situation, and that you collect after 1 month or 3 months, if possible, directly you can help a person. If not, you can give to a holy place where they are giving the services to the holy people, to the poor people. So that is called Nri Yajna and Bhuta Yajna. Bhuta means the beings, feeding the birds, offering the water to them, or feeding the animals. That is called Bhuta Yajna. So these 5 yajnas, friends, please remember Deva Yajna, Rishi Yajna, Pitri Yajna, Nri Yajna, and Bhuta Yajna. These are the 5 yajnas every householder should do. So what are the duties? Bhuta Raksha and Ijja are the yajnas. And what the last that the student should do? Dvijasya. What is Dvija? Dvija means the student. Why they call Dvija? Because they are learning a completely different life. We will discuss that maybe in our next discussion. And they only listen from their teachers and practice what he has instructed. So that is. Thank you, friends. We will study this page again in our next class. Any questions?
Yes. So the Banani Dasgupta, she is actually writing the Bengali question in English. She is saying, Srimar Shopnoe ki ortho oi Ananto Lidhaye, Ananto Lilaye Moddhe Kichu Buste Parini. Question.
You can forward it to my email.
Yes.
The Sima that what is the name of the
Banani.
Banani. Banani. I that he won't be able to read it. I will take it in my computer and I will read and I will reply back to you. Thank you.
SM is asking, Gita says that when doing karma does not take, we should not take care of the results. How, as a householder, do we do karma without wanting result? Not wanting name and fame, but wanting blessing. Is it bad? How to be detached?
And this is actually that we have discussed, that if we are submitting it, dedicating it to God, then you are not getting the result. You know that automatically you will get it, but you are not hankering for that. After writing, if you hanker, the people should read, people should purchase, people should appreciate, that should be published, then all the troubles will come. You have written because you thought it may be useful, because of thoughts that the flow came, you noted it, published in a book form, give it to the people. And if you are dedicating it to God, if it is good, let people be benefited automatically. This is called without any result action. It is possible. So this will be all right.
Bangla Prashota. Maharajji.
Banani. Banani. Where is question?
Maharajji.
Then it's pranam. Is pranam.
No, Maharajji.
Maharajji, Srimar Shapner ki আর অন্তলীলার মধ্যে কিছু বুঝতে পারিনি. We will discuss afterwards. Banani Dasgupta, Banani Banerjee, Madhumita Chakravarti. So this okay. Okay, then we will discuss afterwards. And Banani, I will ask you that if you have my email address, please write to me clearly what actually you like to know. And the friends, whatever we do, if we offer it to God, then everything will be all right. We need not to take up so much of way that, oh, what will happen? Just remember God, He is there and listening to everything, observing us. Believe it, because Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, the God is there. God listens to everything, every prayer. So whatever way we do our sadharma, that will be noted by him, and his blessings will surely come to us, and our desires, whatever our prayers, that will be fulfilled. Thank you, friends. Let us say this mantra and we conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.